we definitely got to talk about.
I know I'm ready.
Some of Cozy.
I want to see. My list is legit. Okay, I'm ready to die on my hill for my list for sure.
Well, we're gonna see about that. So. Well, I say we jump right into it. Let me pull up my list real quick. I do know my number 10, and I'm very disappointed because neither one of you had him in your list at all.
Really?
Yes, really.
Oh, great.
So let him know, Bugs. Let him know.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Wait, I definitely had.
You had like a double,
okay.
Both of them. So I went with the better one out of the two for you. So you had Rod.
Eddie Mack.
Eddie Mack.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Number 10.
Let's go.
Did you have Eddie on yours?
No, I didn't.
Why are you gonna forget about Eddie?
I mean, I didn't forget about him. It's just that it's so deep that he didn't make the cut.
That's terrible.
I respect it.
Name another receiver that shattered his leg in midair and held onto the ball. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was one of the craziest
Shit
things.
was just like,
it was just,
that was gnarly.
He's
Yeah,
like,
it was on national TV.
He's like, I got it. He's like, for real. And he just never dropped the pass. He was like.
He didn't even wear pads. It looked like pads were like,
no, he didn't. Remember, he just wore the pants. That's it.
And plus, name a better receiver with better honey mustard. Right? There is none.
Right, That's a big fact. That's a big
true.
fact.
That Eddie Mack honey mustard is the real deal. Okay, I'm just saying.
But what about his son though?
Oh,
man.
I mean, maybe that's why he wasn't on Fo's top 10 because his son's better.
Wow, the son ain't a Bronco. I wanted him to be, but he was not.
Yet.
So,
not yet.
Well,
who do you guys like more, Ed or Christian?
I mean, it's a Bronco.
It's a Bronco thing. So you go Evan McCaffrey.
I mean, Christian's got a very good chance at winning it all this year.
He's a freak.
Very good chance.
Right. With Brock Purdy?
The Niners look
They're
good.
Just so deep.
They
Brock
look
Purdy's
good,
that dude.
bro.
Mr. Irrelevant is that dude.
Trey Lance's job is done.
Oh yeah, he's
see ya.
I can't believe.
Maybe he could be the next quarterback for the Raiders.
I can't believe how short that was.
Yeah.
So, but we all rooting for the Niners because fuck the Cowboys.
Yeah,
for sure.
For
So
sure.
I'm on board the Brock Purdy train. His last name, describes me. So
He's that dude.
It's great. Why are you laughing?
Let's go.
All right, Team Ed. That's what True says. He says, I know we're all Broncos, but what was up with those 4 missed extra points last night?
Bro, that was hilarious. The only thing better was if you guys watched the Manning cast.
I saw that. Yeah,
Peyton looked like he was.
He got up. He got up and left the screen.
Like I've never seen somebody who was like not invested in any teams be so mad at a kicker. Jerry Manning got no love for kickers at all.
Jerry Jones tweeted like, if anybody can kick field goals, like we got a spot for you. Come on down. Come on down to the game. No, I don't know if that's real. It's probably fake.
Insane.
That's like a mental struggle that happens.
100%. 100%.
Definitely,
because it's extra points, dude.
And
like, come on.
And he was like 92% in the season or some shit like that.
It's like
something was in his head.
So
like he's hitting the goalpost. Think about how hard that is to do. You
couldn't do that if you tried most of the time.
Come on, man.
Who knows,
Number 9.
Did you ever make a field goal?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
That was nice.
You don't need to lie, bro.
Shout out to Twitch.
Paul doesn't know.
Shout out to Twitch.
All right, number 9, Demaryius Thomas.
Wow.
What?
Let's go.
Did you just okay?
Let's go.
What was that
man.
reaction to DT? Watch it. You disrespect DT.
I like DT.
I won't do a
Don't get me
thing.
wrong.
I won't do a thing to you.
Don't get me wrong.
But I will be upset.
Hold on. I mean, I think
Demaryius
you got DT kind of low, dog. I mean, he's the best wide receiver
Was
ever
DT
wear a
on
Bronco
yours?
uniform.
No.
What?
No,
He
Eddie.
wasn't. He wasn't.
See,
The best wide receiver to ever play for the Broncos is not in your top 10.
Whoa. Hold on. That's debatable because he's not the highest wide receiver on my list.
I'm with you, Cos.
I mean,
Listen. Very good. When you know who we're all talking about, but he got 1. Some people got 2. As a main guy.
Is that the criteria?
I mean,
This is just my
So
criteria.
Tom Brady is the best.
Numbers
well,
don't lie.
that's-
Yes, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback.
That's
We're not
a
going to
good
debate.
one. That's not a good argument. Bill Russell is the best basketball player.
No,
of all
he's
time.
not. There were 6 teams in the league. 6.
And there's
And
only
he
one other
dominated.
7-footer in the league too.
Like 6.
But I see what you're saying, Bugs. I'm with you on this, Doug.
Hey,
I think Demaryius is low, but for you not to have him,
Demaryius, God bless the dead. Rest in peace. Horrible when we lost him. But, he's definitely, he's a top 10er. His numbers in the Manning 5 years are insane.
Yeah, you're right.
Insane.
You're right.
People forget how good they were because it was Peyton Manning.
bro, for one night, Demaryius Thomas made us all forget that Tim Tebow was not a real NFL quarterback.
Big time.
Real talk.
Probably
I
the
was
most-
there. I was at that. I was in the game.
Probably
man.
the most YouTube Bronco play ever.
Craziest.
Actually, I don't know.
I still watch that all the time.
I love
just
it,
to
dude.
like.
I can't think of a
Walk-off
more
honors.
electric time that I've ever been in a stadium.
Go down the YouTube rabbit hole of that Tebow play, and watch like all the different videos from fans in the stands, all the different angles. It's insane.
And it was a rope too. Like that was
dude.
the best throw that Tim Tebow has ever thrown in his career.
The wind up.
Yeah,
Sure.
It was a rope though, and he put
Yes.
it right on his chest.
You ain't lying.
So shout out to Demaryius Thomas, number 9. We can do number 8. Let him know. Stevie come on.
All right.
Is that it? Okay.
I mean,
Is
Hall of
that
Famer.
it?
That's okay.
For the record, this is Foley's hero.
Golden
this is Fo's
jacket.
hero.
Golden
Yeah,
jacket.
Hall of Famer.
Golden jacket.
He was your MySpace and your AOL password
Facts.
for like 10 years. Atwater.
Facts.
I remember. I hacked you.
It's my guy.
Steve Atwater, is he Hall? He is finally,
Hall of
right? It was like
Fame.
2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally a Hall of Famer, 2-time champion, hardest hit, that's debatable, but hardest hitting safety I ever saw.
8 or 9 time Pro
I ever saw.
Bowler.
I mean, he's up there.
Him,
Like, he's
Ronnie
up there.
Lott.
Is he the hardest hitting safety you ever saw play? Think about that, though.
I didn't get to watch Ronnie because.
Well, yeah,
my
that you
age.
ever saw play. Obviously, like Ronnie Lott, Jack Tatum, like there's
I don't
people
know,
before
dude.
him.
He's up there for sure.
Does he hit harder
He's
than
like-
John Lynch?
Brian Dawkins lay the wood too.
Different. B-Doc.
John Lynch, Troy
John
Polamalu.
Lynch. Troy. Cam
Ed
Chancellor.
Reed.
Boy.
Cam Chancellor.
Cam.
Yeah.
Most people out.
What about
Sean Taylor?
Sean Taylor. By
He
far.
laid the wood.
Yeah, by far.
Jesus?
He's my favorite.
That poor punter.
Yeah, he be putting
Dang.
punters in the ground during the Pro Bowl.
You know he
just
thought
for
about
no
that the whole way.
reason.
He's like, I'm going to kill this punter. This is my chance. Like, I want to kill this punter.
But Steve Atwater's up there, man. What he did to Christian Okoye, that's NFL. That's forever be in NFL.
Isn't there another Nigerian nightmare?
If there is,
Not football.
it shouldn't
Not
be.
football, but-
Kamaru Usman.
Oh,
Is he like
yeah.
an MMA guy?
Yeah.
It sounds like
That's worthy.
Either MMA or WWE. One of those. 'Cause that's a dope. That's a dope
Sure.
nickname.
So I had to go with Steve Atwater, legend. Let's hit that number 7.
Okay.
Champ.
Let's go.
Champ.
Let's go.
I realized Champ, and I have to see the rest of my list because I forgot. Champ's the only one on my list without a Super Bowl.
Champ's
that's how,
a
but
top
that's
5
how
Bronco.
good he was. Like, Champ was just locked down.
Golden jacket, right? Hall of Famer.
Oh,
Yep.
bro, Champ made like receiver catches. Remember like his tiptoe catch in the end zone interception? I forgot
Incredible,
who
dude.
was
He's
bro.
incredible.
Yeah, he shut down the whole half of the
I
field.
I think he retired like 2 years before we got that Super Bowl. I wanted him to get a ring so bad.
When we lost to Seattle, he was on that team.
I know. And then he retired.
That was it.
2 years
That was
before. It's
for
like,
him.
damn
That was
it.
him.
But Champ, definitely number 7 for me. Not quite top 5, but it's Champ Bailey.
Okay.
And we gave up Portis for him, and I still think it was worth it.
It was worth it.
All right,
So
let's.
I'll admit, when that trade went down, I was mad.
I think a lot of
I was
people
like,
you're either
what?
mad or you're happy because you
Bailey?
didn't really know, but it was worth it.
For real.
Because Broncos were churning out running backs back
Yeah.
then. Mike Anderson, Olandis,
Yup.
Gary,
All of those guys.
Peyton Hillis.
Yep.
Let's go.
By the way, you hear what happened to Peyton Hillis? We'll talk about that
Yeah,
later.
that's crazy.
But number 6. There we go.
Good old Rod.
So you Cos and Bugs, you guys have Demaryius higher than Rod Smith?
Yeah, man.
And Champ Bailey
Oh, stop.
for that.
I mean,
Stop.
Demaryius.
Oh man.
Listen, Rod was the man, right? He got the 2 Super Bowls with John Elway.
Undrafted.
But
Undrafted.
I feel you. But is Rod Smith as good of a wide receiver if he doesn't have McCaffrey on the other side to keep the defenses honest?
I mean-
and Terrell Davis.
I mean, doesn't every great wide receiver need someone on the other side that's decent at
so
least
who's
or
on the
pretty
other
good?
side for Demarius Thomas?
Eric Decker. And then hold on.
No.
Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders.
Emmanuel
I mean,
was
Eric Decker
great.
was kind of he was decent, but Emmanuel
was great.
Like he was great.
All right.
He was just a.
I just when you talk about like pure athleticism, I mean all of their stats are right there, right? McCaffrey, Rod Smith, Demarius Thomas, and Shannon, they're all like in the top of all the receiving
Demarius
stats.
was a freak, though.
Touchdowns,
Yeah,
yards, catches.
no, he was way more athletic than Rod Smith
Way
by
more.
far. I'll give
No
you that
doubt. No
because
doubt.
you remember why we drafted Demaryius Thomas to replace Brandon Marshall.
Makes sense.
Because we lost B Marshall.
Thanks,
Very
Josh
similar.
McDaniels. Can you imagine if we would have had Demarius Thomas and Brandon Marshall?
Oh my God, that would be crazy. That would have been insane. With Jay,
Cutler would
with
have
Jay
still
Cutler,
fucked that
though. Cutler would have ruined that shit.
For real.
All right, well, all right, number 5, into the top 5.
Whoa.
We'll talk about it.
All
We'll
right.
talk. Don't worry.
All right.
What are you staring at the screen is not going to change the name. It's not going to work. Number 5, Shannon Sharp. You know what's funny is you guys are all groaning like, but
No, this is a top 5.
there is
Bronco.
nobody in the top 4 you will say Shannon's above. Well, you might, but you couldn't if you wanted to. Shannon Sharp, Sharpie.
bro.
Shannon Sharp, more important than
Don't do this.
Terrell Davis,
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
Von Miller.
Absolutely not. What? Don't go into my top. Just chill. Look out. We're at number 5. Shannon Sharp. No, you can't. Okay, wherever he's at, you can't argue with him in the top 5. Can we agree there?
True.
He has to be top 5.
All I'll say
check
is
my
5 to 1, whatever. Top 5.
He's 6.
You didn't have him in your
He's
5,
at 6.
did
Yeah,
you?
he's sitting at 6.
We're done.
He said, just wait till you hear
We're
this.
done. We're done.
Fire top 5.
No, we're not doing that.
I don't even know if I want to hear it now.
All right.
No DT and Shan's not in the top 5.
Dude.
Love DT, but he dropped way more balls than Rod.
Oh,
Brandon
my
Hughes.
goodness.
Oh, he's pulling up the drops.
Facts,
You know, there was one of those seasons I was super frustrated
he had
with
a bad
Demaryius
year.
Thomas.
For sure.
But man,
It was that contract year too, right after he got that fat deal.
yes,
Yeah. And everyone was like,
I have all
money.
I have all my posts that pop up in my memories. Get rid of DT. And I'm like, I gotta delete these. Like, rest in peace, bro. Like, because he did do a lot for us. But good point, Brandon. All right, Bugs. Number 4.
Number 4.
Terrell Davis, bro.
TD. Yeah, super important.
You know, you keep having this little smirk every time one of them comes up. Like, what's the smirk? Like,
No, I agree. I mean, he should be in the top 5. He changed everything.
he is the
You know
reason.
what I mean?
He is the reason we won those 2 Super Bowls.
True.
The reason.
I'm not gonna argue
Obviously,
with
there's more parts.
2,000-yard rusher.
2000.
He went off. You know what I mean?
I just
Yeah, I get it.
there's always going to be that question, right, man? If he would have just stayed healthy, if he would have
Yeah, of
let
course.
his knee get healthy that one year, he really came back and really did something major. If he does, I mean, you could argue. I mean, he's already a Hall of Famer, so he's considered one of the greatest running backs of all time.
Right.
But you could put if he would have lived up to, like, had a full career and didn't get cut short, you could make the argument that he's like a top 5 running back of all time type
sure.
stuff almost.
For sure.
I mean, you know what I mean? You could make that argument easily top 10.
If he didn't tear his ACL, like, what would we be saying about Terrell Davis now? Like, would he have had?
knows, dude?
Would he have had like a?
You mentioned him with Emmitt Smith,
Yeah,
and
like,
Walter
would he have
Payton,
had
and
those
Barry
kind of
Sanders.
careers?
Yeah,
For sure.
for sure.
TD, man.
And the way
so-
he came into the league, man, y'all remember? Y'all remember
course.
that preseason
Of
on the
course.
special teams?
And what people don't remember is the year before we won the Super Bowl when we got knocked out by the Jags.
Right.
That was the Super Bowl team. We could have won it.
100%.
We could have won it 4 years in a row. That team, the 2 back-to-back, and then if Elway didn't retire, that was still a Super Bowl team.
Dude, what about the time where Baltimore knocked us out?
Well, that was after Elway.
Yeah,
No,
that
I
was
understand.
well.
but
Oh,
that's
absolute-
a
bro.
ship. That was our
Absolutely.
Super Bowl,
Let's not
dude.
do this
Okay.
because we should have fucking
Shout
6
out
Super Bowls,
Raheem
man.
Moore.
That's not.
Oh, my
Raheem
God.
the Dream Moore.
Nah, I don't want to hear that name anymore.
All right.
Bring him up.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Let's do it. Number 3.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm in there.
Okay.
I'm in
let's
there.
go.
Vonster?
The
Von.
Monster. Just okay.
He's a little high for me, but I mean, it's hard to argue with it. The Monster, I mean, essentially what you're saying, which I'm just guessing here, but essentially what you're saying is Von Miller is the greatest defensive player to ever wear a Bronco jersey.
I would say so because I never saw, and this goes for the entire NFL. I've never seen a defensive player dominate a whole postseason like Von Miller for any team. Honestly, can you?
He's Mr. Third Down.
Dude.
Like he's gonna get you on third
Every
down,
single
no matter
playoff
what.
game that
No
year,
doubt.
I think it was starting. Who do we play first? Was it It wasn't the Patriots first. That was the AFC champ. It was Roethlisberger.
Of course, we always have to go through Pittsburgh.
He was beating the brakes off of Ben, like 3 or 4 sacks that game, killing Brady. We all remember that shit. And then the Super Bowl was a fucking shit show
He
for
took it
Cam
over.
Newton.
He took over.
But, you know, big part, he did have DeMarcus Ware on the other side.
Sure.
That is,
Sure.
yes. But
And
Vaughn,
big 9-7 in the middle.
if you think about Vaughn's journey, dude, no one could have ever foreseen him being as great of a Bronco as he was.
Yes.
Remember when he was getting suspended for weed and shit, like full seasons?
Yeah.
And I was like, cut him, trade him.
Oh my God.
I was like, we can't do this anymore. He's never healthy. Good God. Glad that didn't happen. And
They just dominate.
And I'm rooting for him for
I
the
was
Bills.
one of those
That's
guys too that was
100%.
like, yo, if he can't get his shit
I
together,
was
get him
too
out of here,
because
bro.
I'm very hard on my team.
That and the money stuff too. I was like, yo, if he don't want to sign,
man.
then he don't want to be a Bronco, and we don't want him.
And but we're rooting for Vaughn. I'm rooting for the Bills. I hope they
Always.
win it all
Yeah.
just because of that. And they never won a Super Bowl, but
Vaughn's hurt, right?
Yeah.
he is.
Well, I don't care then. but-
Bills ain't looking too good though. All
But,
right.
I mean, he'd still get a ring.
Yeah, that's
He would.
And
Three
that
rings,
goes
3 different
towards his
teams?
greatness. You know what I mean?
4
For sure.
rings. just kidding.
Coming back? Jeez.
Shut it.
All right. Let's stick to this current.
Hold on, I will tell you. I'll tell you where the mistake came in. I'll tell you where the mistake came in. I was thinking of the back-to-back Bronco team and then this Bronco team, and I mixed them up. So like Vaughn got 2, and then he'll get 2 more.
No, I thought you were predicting the future and
no,
telling
no.
me that Vaughn was going to come back to be a Bronco next year.
That would be fire.
And
That'd be
him and
fire.
Russ win a championship.
I'm all in.
Danger Russ.
I'm all in.
Vaughn, so this is Rocky, my nephew. My dad's watching.
What
He
up,
said,
Rocky?
Vaughn, I knew it. Grandpa said he would be on there, or he wouldn't be on here. Okay, so my dad didn't think so. Number 2, top 2. This should go without saying. And come on,
Go ahead.
you two did not have this as your top 2. So Peyton fucking Manning.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you
Come
can't
on.
argue with
The
PFM.
sheriff.
Yeah.
The sheriff.
Yeah.
The only, I mean,
And I'm gonna tell you why.
all right.
I'm gonna tell you why. And honestly, like personally, and this, I'm not being biased. Personally, I love Peyton Manning more than John Elway. That's personally
Okay.
because
He's a better guy.
It's the most exciting 5
No,
years
he's a
of
better
Broncos
quarterback.
football. Like it was crazy. But Peyton Manning, because of what he did during his time here, we're talking the greatest offense in the history of the NFL. That 2000 was it 13? They set records. He still has that record, right?
Yeah.
What is that? Like 55 touchdowns. 55 touchdowns.
Russ couldn't even get. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
55 touchdowns, and then he got us a ring. Went to 2 Super Bowls. Like it was a great fucking run.
Yeah.
So
he gave
accomplishments
Julius
alone.
Thomas and Decker
Julius.
careers.
Yeah.
Those guys are not who they are without Peyton Manning.
Literally,
100%.
literally, and
Especially Julius.
DT as well because DT went to the Texans, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing happened.
Fizzled
that's
out
true.
for sure.
And then CJ Anderson, didn't he leave us for the
Everybody-
Dolphins?
Yeah, everybody split.
But I mean, that's what happens. So like,
Yeah, for sure.
Emmanuel Sanders did pretty well for the Bills for a while. Is he still on the Bills?
No,
he
he
retired.
retired.
But he was on the Bills.
But then he went to
Right?
like
Yeah.
LA, or he went to the Panthers and then LA or something.
Yeah, he played for the Rams.
San Francisco. He played in big games.
I met him. Have a picture.
Did he
with
win a
him.
ring last year?
I think he did.
I think he did too.
Wait, what?
Emmanuel Sanders won a ring last year. He got hurt.
Wait, who?
He was on their
Yeah,
roster for a period of time, which means he got a ring.
Why am I?
Rams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
I
on the
think so.
fucking
Yeah,
Rams.
for sure.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
he
I had
was,
no
for sure.
idea.
He didn't play in the Super Bowl because he was hurt.
Okay.
But I mean, he played X amount of games with them, which means he
Guess
got
that's
a
true.
ring.
I thought he was with the Bills.
He's always playing in big
He
games.
did. He
dude.
played with the Bills too.
Yeah, then he
Yeah.
went to. Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy how bad the Rams were this year. That's just crazy to me. And they beat the fucking brakes off of us. Anyway, we all know who number 1 is. There's not really anybody else that can be number 1, right?
Johnny.
Is there really? Oh
Yeah,
wait.
there is.
Hold the fuck.
There
I guess.
is,
I
and
guess.
we'll talk about it,
Hold the
but
fuck
sure.
up. Fo. There's not really anybody else who could be number 1, right?
Yeah,
You couldn't make a case.
it's
You couldn't make a
fucking-
case.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I watch sports shit daily. Nobody doesn't have John Elway on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks. Nobody.
So what? I mean, we're looking at
dude.
Brady, Manning.
Co's rolling his eyes over here.
No.
Yeah,
Brady,
Brady,
Manning,
Manning.
Montana, right?
And Elway.
And then Elway. I mean, you could.
That's it. You just said it. I think you could make some cases, but I think those are the 4.
Okay.
Who's 5? Marino?
No,
No.
Marino.
Because you got to go with somebody that won.
Yeah, Marino. That kills him.
Patrick
him.
Mahomes?
No, fuck Patrick.
Well, not right now, but
Not yet.
check back in a couple years.
I would put Aaron Rodgers before Patrick Mahomes until Mahomes has.
What?
Until Mahomes has.
Stop.
Mahomes
All right, we have to mute you, Paul.
First of all, I didn't say Rodgers would be. I'm not saying he'd be my top 5, but he is ahead of Mahomes until further notice.
Negative.
Don't disrespect Aaron Rodgers like that. Who are you guys are out of here? So this is the I love Patrick Mahomes train right
No, I
here.
hate him.
This is
I'm
the
being
one.
honest.
Aaron Rodgers is not
Am I at a
good.
Chiefs table? Is this what we're doing?
Nah, I'm
Rodgers
just
is not
saying.
good.
So hold on, let me get this straight.
Your
All 3
Bronco
of you.
fandom is clouding you right now.
All 3 of you are saying Patrick Mahomes is already an all-time greater than Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
All of you are saying that.
Yes.
I mean,
Are
he
you
already
kidding
has
me?
a Super Bowl.
They both do.
Right.
Right.
And Patrick Mahomes, it took this long to do it. It took Rodgers
Well, no,
this
hold on,
long
hold-
to do it.
no,
and hold
no,
on.
no. That's not true.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, look at the the body of work. You know what I mean?
Okay, Rodgers did it in his first 3 years. Mahomes did it in his first 3 years.
Okay.
It's like the same.
Right.
Now Rodgers has a lot of time. He hasn't done it since.
He hasn't done it since.
He hasn't done it in 13 years.
It's still yet to be seen with Mahomes. You know
Exactly.
that,
Mahomes ain't doing it again either, bro.
but you're fucking tripping. homie.
Nope.
Yeah, you're
Nope. I'm
tripping.
manifesting it now. It's a one and done dynasty of one. That is it.
That's best case scenario, Paul.
Yes, you damn right it is.
That's what we're hoping for
That's what
as
we're
Bronco
hoping for.
fans.
damn right it is.
These are the orange glasses right now on Paul. Like,
100%.
Of
if we could
course.
somehow make his glasses orange, that'd be dope.
Okay, so who's
That's
number
what's
5 then?
happening right
You're
now.
not putting Mahomes number 5 all time.
No.
Don't forget Dan Marino,
That's the first person I said.
Bradshaw,
No. Hell no.
4 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but it
It's
was
not
all
about
still
rings.
curtain defense.
4 Super Bowls though.
That's like saying,
Drew
like,
Brees.
Trent Dilfer
No.
or something.
Drew Brees has a shitload of numbers, bro.
Yeah,
does.
Drew Brees could be up there.
He's up
does.
there.
Brett Favre could be up there.
Nah, he's stealing money from the poor. Fuck Brett Favre. We ain't doing
Are we
this.
talking players or
We
person?
ain't doing this. I
Because
know.
I'm saying,
No,
if you're
I'm just-
talking person, then John Elway is barely the top 10.
Oh yeah, we're talking person. You heard me on your show.
I'm just saying.
We talking person.
Right.
Elway's
That's a
not my
different story.
guy.
But
Who is it?
Mahomes wasn't on Game of
Marino.
Thrones. Mahomes wasn't on Key.
Warren Moon?
Elway was a mobile QB with pigeon toes. Got to be forever on Mount Rushmore. Give Rodgers, Andy Reid, and receivers. Come on, dog. Thank you. Put Rodgers on the Chiefs. Are they winning more Super Bowls?
Yes.
Exactly.
But that's La La Land.
Well,
That's
yeah.
not real.
Right.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, what if I was 6 inches taller? I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be on the
Right.
Nuggets.
yeah, I got you. I'm just saying. I just can't believe you guys all have Mahomes ahead
Aaron
of
Rodgers is
Yeah.
not a big game
Mahomes is
quarterback.
And that's
I
not
know.
the point.
That's 100%.
He's more
That's not the
mobile.
point.
He's more of a
It
That's
is the
important.
point.
That's
It is the
very
point.
important.
he's more of a double threat too. I mean, Mahomes take off way. I mean, he run 10 times better than Rodgers ever could in his prime.
Aaron Rodgers has never lost a Super Bowl.
Oh wow.
Didn't he only go to one? Though?
Yes. Mahomes has lost one.
Well, how many playoff games has he lost? All of them.
But he also
they got there.
No, I get it. No, of course. I mean,
Aaron
you
Rodgers
have-
hasn't lost the Super Bowl because he loses in the wild card round.
No, he made.
what I'm saying.
No, he made it to either 2 or 3 AFC championships or NFC championships.
So that's
in a row.
where he's losing.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well, shit.
Here's a ribbon.
It's hilarious.
All right,
So you guys
sit
okay.
down.
All right.
Pull up their bullshit
Enough
list.
of this,
Man.
Pull them
Go
up,
ahead,
Bugs.
sir, 'cause
Yeah,
his list is way doper
All
than
right.
Okay, so I gotta try to even.
Yeah, I
I gotta,
have the stream up, so I got it right in front of me.
Okay.
Okay, foes. Let's see.
Oh, you going to my first? All
Well,
right,
no, they're all
just
3
run
up
them
there.
quick.
They're all 3 up there. So we're just side by side. We all
so
okay.
we both got Rod Smith at 10.
Let's go.
But for me though, I did some kind of sucker stuff. I said Rod Smith / Ed McCaffrey. Like I had
Yeah.
them sharing.
Yeah,
because
I'm not
you
mad
gotta
at
pick
that.
like they're a duo,
But,
bro.
but because he did that, I was like, I'm just going to pick the better of the 2 for his number 10, Rod
No.
Smith. You
They're a
can't
duo.
put- They are not the same. Rod Smith's numbers
gotta
are
pick
way
one.
better than Ed McCaffrey's.
You gotta
They're a
pick
duo.
one.
But they're not.
They
That's
are.
like saying Demarius and
But
Eric
if
Decker
you
were a
think-
duo.
But if you think
mean-
of one, you think of the other, just
But
like what
one
you just said.
had a way better career and longer
I
career.
get it, but come on.
The disrespect for Rod Smith and Aaron Rodgers on this show is unforgivable.
We love Rod over here. He's on the list.
Okay, Foley has a nice Randy
Hold on.
Gradishar there at number 9.
Let's talk about Randy Gradishar. I was talking to my dad. He said Ray Lewis finished with 7 more tackles for a career.
Right.
And it took him 7 more years to get there.
Randy
so
Gradishar
Randy
was the problem.
Gradishar averaged 200 tackles for 10 years.
I understand. I understand.
Who does that?
So in my defense for my list,
I got a defense.
I did a list of players that I watched that I was able to see. If we're going players that we didn't even get to see, Floyd Little's got to be up there. Tom Jackson's
Craig Morton.
definitely.
I thought about him.
Morton. But yeah, I feel you on Gradishar because I mean he's also in the, is he in the Hall of Fame? No, he should be.
He should be.
He should
Criminal.
be. It's
He should
ridiculous
be in
that
the
he's
Hall.
not. You're right.
You know who none of us had on our list? Well, hold on. Bugs pulled it back up. Let me double check. None of us had Carl Mecklenburg on there. And he's a
Same
Hall
thing.
of Famer.
Yeah, I
Defensive
feel
lineman.
you. No, he's not. Carl Mecklenburg.
He's not a Hall of Famer?
No, he's not. He's in the Ring of Fame, but he's not in the Hall of Fame.
It could be the Ring of Fame I'm thinking of.
There
He was
is-
an animal.
I could have
though.
swore he was a
an
Hall of
animal
Fame.
too, though.
Let's see.
you know?
Nobody has my guy Al Wilson on their list.
That's a great.
I love me
pick.
some
It's
Al
a great
Wilson.
pick.
I
Great
definitely.
pick. Okay.
He would be on my top 10 defensive players of all time for sure.
Okay, Bugs, look at all 3 lists and tell me a player from any of them you would replace with Al Wilson.
A lot of them.
Well,
Let's
no,
just-
I'm start
Al
picking
Wilson
it
would
apart.
be in my top 5. All right,
He's gonna disrespect
Don't do
my
it.
offensive lineman. I
I
know.
would. So
going right
if
there.
I can at a glance, if I can critique your list, Peyton's too high on all y'all's lists
No.
because he only
No.
played
Okay.
here
Okay.
for a few years. So
That's-
we're talking all-time
I'm pounding the
Broncos.
table.
That's the knock on Peyton.
That's not Peyton Manning's my favorite quarterback of all time. I think he's the best, but he's a Colt. Like Peyton Manning's a Colt. I'm so glad he
But
played
Peyton
for us. But
where does Peyton Manning live? What building? What building? Hold on, no. What building is Peyton Manning always in?
I get that.
No, I'm saying he's not. He's embraced Denver.
Okay,
like,
but to answer your Al Wilson,
Exactly.
to answer your Al Wilson question, John Lynch could get knocked down.
Yeah,
Rod Smith. I would have Al Wilson over Rod Smith.
I'm done.
Wow.
I would have.
Laptop's
That's
closed.
crazy. That's crazy.
And I would have Al Wilson over DT.
What?
For sure.
Do you see?
Okay, Bugs.
This is why
Ed
Bugs.
This
McCaffrey
is
would.
why you're not on camera.
This is why Bugs doesn't get a camera.
Hey, now, all right.
Hello,
everybody. This is now. Hold on. Let's get rid of these guys. This is now the Bugs Show. Welcome to Bright Future Media, where we are happy to have you. Where we respect Al Wilson, and we love everyone else. Let's take him out of timeout.
He muted our mics and everything. I love it.
Oh man. Okay, hold on. Anyway, Chief or Sutherland, hold on. Wow, no Romo, General says, or Talib. Like Romanowski or Talib.
I did fuck up with John Lynch. I ain't gonna lie.
Andy Reid said, or Brandon said, Andy Reid made Jeff Garcia look lit. So he's saying, what would he have done with Rodgers?
That's a fact.
That's his point.
That's a fact.
Jam Boogie with the Jason Elam. Like that's legitimate.
That's an interesting pick.
No love for kickers,
That's
bro.
an
But he,
interesting
was,
pick.
he led the team in points, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
we always could count
he's
on him,
arguably
dude.
a Hall of Fame kicker.
100%.
I mean, yeah.
100%.
You know, the Broncos don't really miss on kickers, no pun intended.
McManus needs to go.
I mean, even if you feel that way, McManus has given us some great
you know who
years.
it's been? It's been Elam and Prater.
Dude,
Those two
And Joe
were.
Prater couldn't put down the bottle.
I mean, I get that. But
liar,
listen,
right?
even though McManus might be at his end, he's been a fantastic kicker for 5 years
Yeah,
or more.
I'll give him that.
He's
been money.
he won us a Super Bowl.
I mean,
Do you remember how critical McManus was in that Super Bowl year?
I get it.
We had all them close games, winning field goal.
Yeah.
He was clutch, bro.
huge.
he was.
So, I mean, I get the kicker. I just can't put a kicker on the top 10, dude. I can't.
You have to.
Ian Gold.
I remember Big 5
Ian
too.
Gold.
dog.
Ian
Let's
Gold was
go.
dope, but he was dope for like
So who's
3
that
years.
core? Who's that core?
Ian
Ian Gold, DJ Williams, and who was
John
the
Mobley.
Was it Mobley? There was another guy in there too. Like
DJ Williams.
no, I said that. Ian Gold, DJ Williams.
John Mobley.
There was
who's
another
the
Wilson.
outside?
It was started with an S. You know, like I don't know, but yeah, that was a linebacking. That's one thing we haven't had in a long time is a good linebacking core since the Super Bowl year.
I get it. But I mean, this last year,
Agreed.
not bad.
Agreed.
Singleton came in and did his fucking thing.
So who was the core on the
Jersey
Super
Jewel.
Bowl 50 team? It was Trevathan,
Danny Trevathan. Who was on the
Von
inside?
Miller and,
Vaughn, of course. Who was the other?
Chubb. Or no, Chubb. Yeah, Chubb.
You know who I was thinking? You know who I was thinking on the other dudes? Sprager. You remember Sprager? It was Donnie Sprager.
I remember the name.
It was him. He was with DJ and Ian Gold and all them dudes.
Who was the inside linebacker in that Super Bowl group?
I'm trying to think of.
I don't know. I remember just Trevathan.
They had a fantastic year.
Yeah, that was
fantastic.
that was
Barrett. Shaquille Barrett.
Oh,
Was it
so
Barrett?
Shaq Barrett.
It was Shaq. No, Shaq Barrett didn't win a Super Bowl with us, did he? He won one with the
I'm pretty
Buccaneers.
sure he did, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, that's a good question. Bugs made a power play. He pulled that veto
He
card.
totally did too. He
Brandon
muted
calls
us.
Matt Lepsis. Let's go.
Matt left.
Shout out to Stink. We
Get
don't
it
talk
done
about
for sure.
Schlereth.
Stink for sure.
Stink. What do they call him?
Stink.
So I maintain my top 10 is the winner.
No.
It's the winner.
Nah.
Okay, we didn't even get to your Shannon Sharp number 1.
We got to talk about that.
Let's
later.
talk.
Gotta talk about that.
All right, so Shannon Sharp, arguably with Tony Gonzalez, revolutionized how we look at tight ends now. There is no Travis Kelce, there is no George Kittle, there is none of these guys without Shannon and Tony Gonzalez. In my
Big facts.
opinion, I rank Shannon Sharp higher on tight ends of all time than I do Elway on quarterbacks of all time. I have Shannon Sharp as the second greatest tight end of all time behind Tony Gonzalez, but I have John Elway as the 4th best quarterback of all time.
Okay,
so that's
interesting.
my
we have
logic.
to talk.
Interesting.
We have to talk because
Okay.
I don't even.
You got Shannon over Gronk.
Hold on.
I do.
I don't even know if Shannon's in the top 4.
What you mean?
Okay,
tight ends?
It's gonna go
Hold
Kellen
on.
Winslow,
Hold on.
right?
No.
You gonna say some shit
Hold
like
on.
that?
You have Gronk.
Yeah.
You have Gonzalez.
Yeah.
There's dudes like
No, that's
Did
it.
Tony
Then it's
ever
Shannon.
win?
Hold on. No.
Did Tony ever
never won a Super Bowl.
Don't forget about. Don't
big,
forget
though.
about dudes like Antonio Gates.
Never won
Never won a
anything.
Super
though.
Bowl.
Okay,
And not as good as
so we'll
Shannon.
give that to the rings.
Yeah.
I mean, you said Kellen Winslow. I don't mean
I mean,
For the
old school heads will
old
say
school?
that.
Let's
for
talk
sure.
about current tight ends.
Mike Ditka?
What's his name for the
Ditka.
Chiefs?
No.
What's his name?
Not better than Shannon Sharp.
No.
Dude, he's
that's what I'm
so
saying.
good.
You-
dude.
Kelsey is
He's
good,
so
bro.
good,
Yeah, he
dude.
is.
Kelsey is good.
So
Okay,
good.
He's one of
He's
those
not
ones that could eventually end up being.
I'll give you that. He's not
he'll
there
be
yet,
there.
but I'll
He'll
give
be
you
there
that.
in
But
the
that's
end,
what I'm saying.
for
There is
sure.
no Travis Kelsey. There is no George Kittle. There are none of these guys. Graham.
Kittle.
There are none of
Kittle.
those guys
What about the Cowboys dude
without
who
Shannon,
retired?
bro.
Who's the Cowboys dude that retired?
Oh, Dallas Clark.
no, that was the Colts.
Oh, that was Colts. The other white boy.
Yeah, he played with Witten.
Jason Witten.
Jason
Yeah,
Witten was
Jason
pretty
Witten. Sure.
good.
He's cool, but
Okay, so
you ain't seen Shannon.
I'll give you Shannon in the top 3 for sure, but
That's what I'm saying. I have Shannon. In my opinion, Shannon's number 2 behind Tony Gonzalez.
but Elway gave us more
And I
critical.
have-
Elway gave us more critical years. He did. He gave us all. I know he didn't win, but he gave us all the years before them 2 Super Bowls, and he dragged us to the fucking Super Bowl.
I feel you. But
on his back.
Shannon was right there with him with the 2 rings, right? And then he went on to Baltimore, won another one, then came back and still dominated as a Bronco for a while. I mean, that was my logic. Is I
get it.
right. I had Shannon ranked in the higher.
Skilp.
But that, for me, that's why I have Shannon as my number
Interesting.
1.
He's definitely becoming a TV goat. That's for sure.
For sure. Well, and again, for me personally, not only do I have him as a GOAT, but he's one of my personal favorites just because of his mouthpiece, right?
Big time.
Like
Big time.
those highlights of him on the sidelines, like, yo, get the National Guard, we're killing the Patriots.
That was one of the greatest quotes
I
ever.
mean, I'm sure if you ask around,
get
Shannon
it.
Sharp's definitely one of the greatest trash talkers of all time too.
Big time.
He's
And
in
that's always
my top 5.
right.
Sharp's in my top 5. But I can't put him over Elway or Manning. You can't do
I
it.
almost put Manning ahead of Elway. I
wouldn't have been mad at you, but I couldn't have did that and been honest with myself. I'm
Yeah.
like, Elway just is the Broncos.
He is.
He is the Broncos.
He is.
Yeah.
For sure.
Motherfucker has a restaurant in Denver.
You're right. He is.
So
Again, the only other thing that always leaves a sour taste in my mouth is, and me and Bugs don't agree on this at all, but it's his years as a GM.
I get
his
it.
last years as a GM.
But he
'Cause
gave
if
us
you're
the
gonna
Super
give
Bowl
him-
as a GM,
Yeah,
though.
but that's what I'm saying. If you're going to give him all of the credit for Super Bowl 50, then he deserves all of the blame for the 6-year debacle afterwards.
Facts.
that's a good point. Brandon said, "Got to remember, Shannon did it when passing the ball wasn't nearly as common."
Yeah,
as
that's
it
what I'm
is
saying.
today.
Like, he-
and passing to tight ends, like in your offense.
He was the first one to really be like, yo,
Kelsey. He said Kelsey gets 16 targets a game.
That's incredible, man.
That's crazy.
is crazy.
Tight end.
Is
dude.
Gronk? Who's the GOAT? Who's the GOAT tight end? Is it Gronk?
no,
I mean-
for me, Tony Gonzalez.
That's hard to beat.
So I'll say like Gonzalez is like the Kareem,
Yeah.
and then Gronk is like the Shaq.
Sure.
Like Shaq was the most dominant center, but he wasn't the greatest center all
I
around.
think Tony was the purest, the most, pure tight end that defined that position. But Gronk, you couldn't stop him.
So where's
you
Gates?
couldn't stop him.
Gates has numbers, bro.
But
I know he's a Charger.
Hold on. The only thing with Gates is you can make the argument that he was a better receiver than Sharp and Gonzalez, but he wasn't a better blocker by any means.
no.
And
He
tight
just
end,
had
you
a
still
jump ball.
have to
He's a
be
basketball player.
right.
Yeah.
Tight ends, you still got to block,
Yep.
and that's what I'm saying. Shannon was able to do it, but he also made it a legitimate weapon on offense, catching the ball.
sure.
And that's the first time we really saw that, where he helped out in the run game and in the pass game. And the guys after him, like Kelsey and
I
like
get it.
Graham and those guys, those are more just passing guys.
Well,
But Gronk blocked too, so that's why I can understand why Gronk is in top 3.
what about Aaron Hernandez? I'm
No.
just kidding. We're not going to go there. I still maintain my top 10 is the closest because they have Zimmerman and John Lynch in theirs.
Listen, my top 10 has 8 gold jackets. 8.
My top 10 has at least have that
8
too.
gold jackets.
Gold jacket,
9
green jacket. Who gives a
Randy
shit?
Gradishar should be another one.
How you gonna
Mind you,
How are you gonna bypass that joke?
Gary Zimmerman.
I said gold jacket, green jacket. Who gives a shit? Thank God, I'm not gonna let that go to waste.
Randy Gradishar had all those tackles, and they only played 12 game seasons.
You have Peyton Manning at number 4. That's unforgivable.
What are you talking about?
Unforgivable.
John Lynch only played for the Broncos for like 3 seasons.
Tell him,
And
Cos.
he wasn't even that impressive a season.
That is
Okay,
true.
but you still have Shannon Sharp at number 1.
Right. And that's so John Lynch is my only question mark, and I will give that to you. But I just liked him, coming from Tampa Bay. I just like John Lynch. We lost Steve Atwater. We didn't really have any killer safeties, and then he came over.
I think all of our
Loved
lists
it.
have one player that's not a Hall of Famer on each of them.
And they should all be replaced by
Ed
Al
McCaffrey's
Wilson.
not a Hall of Famer on mine. Gradishar's not a Hall of Famer on yours. And
Rod Smith.
Zimmerman is not a Hall of Famer on yours.
Zimmerman is.
He is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Not a Ring of Fame.
Rod Smith.
By the way, I like the
Oh,
offensive
Rod
line
Smith,
pick.
you're right.
Coach.
Gary, yeah, you got to show love to the O-line, man.
Rod
gotta.
Smith.
Because if it
You
ain't for
gotta.
Zimmerman, TD ain't getting all those yards.
Facts.
And John ain't getting those times.
Give me Ryan Clady. No, I'm just kidding. Clady was a beast though, but he's no
But yeah,
Zimmerman.
Tom
Ryan
Nalen. You can make argument for Tom Nalen as well as Schlereth.
Tony Scheffler, top 7 tight end of all time.
Bro,
Right
Tony
now.
Scheffler was the man for like 2 seasons, bro. Tony Scheffler was that dude.
All right. Well,
Go.